Namaskar, welcome back. Viewers, in a week when Bangladesh should have been celebrating 54 years of its independence, the country was racked by violence, arson, lynchings and blatant attacks on the media. What is behind this sudden escalation across Bangladesh? Is it connected to the announcement of the election schedule due in February, or are foreign players destroying peace in our eastern neighbor? These and more questions on Media Scan this weekend, and for that we have friends joining us both in India and people from Bangladesh. But before that, a quick report.
Dhaka is burning. So are many other cities in Bangladesh, and that too in a week. When the country completed 54 years of its independence from Pakistan following a historic freedom struggle. The current spate of violence was triggered following the murderous attack on Sharif Osman bin Hadi on December 12th. Hadi, who succumbed to his injuries in Singapore on December 18th, was a prominent leader of the violent student protests, which led to the ouster of Sheikh Hasina and paved the way for the interim administration of Muhammad Yunus. Following the attack on Hadi, protesters have led violent demonstrations in many cities and towns of Bangladesh. Indian High Commission and Assistant High Commissions have been targeted in Dhaka, Khulna, Rajshahi and Chattogram. The lynching of a Hindu youth in Mymensingh and the horrific burning of his dead body in full public glare has sent shockwaves worldwide and raised serious questions about the safety of minorities in the country. Dhaka also indicated that the attackers of Hadi had taken shelter in India, which has been vehemently countered by New Delhi. India has called for adequate security of minorities in Bangladesh. But the million-dollar question is, who killed Osman Hadi and with what purpose?
As the report tells us, those are sinister, dangerous, worrying situations happening in Bangladesh almost by the hour. And even as we speak here on Media Scan, the situation is still evolving and fresh reports, fresh updates are pouring in. But for now, let me connect to our guests for this evening. I have here with me P.K. Mishra, security expert. You have been listening to him on Media Scan, retired ADG of the BSF. Namaskar, sir. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Also joining me, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, straight from Dhaka, bold, known to be speaking his mind in the midst of the worst threats. Welcome back, Salahuddin.
Thank you.
And connected with us, also in a situation of asylum, Masood Akhtar, well-known scholar and lawyer of the Bangladesh Supreme Court. Namaskar, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
And Mr. Akhtar, allow me to start with you. As you can see things unfolding in your motherland, the first question I have here in mind is, we know that the situation got worse only after reports of the attack on Osman Hadi, who was leading the protests last August. But the question here is, who do you think is really behind this sudden escalation in the violence? Also, who or which are the people behind the killing of Hadi? What is your assessment?
Thank you for having me with this great show. It's my honor. Let me start with this. The election schedule was declared, and the next day, Osman Hadi, an independent candidate, but he actually represents a so-called cultural organization. The word I am using so-called, the reason is that this Inclab Mancho, which he heads, we haven't heard of this organization before 5th of August 2024. It's only sprang out in the media and everywhere after the fall of the then government, Sheikh Hasina's government, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government. And it got its notoriety for vulgarism, for heinous attacks on others, and actually crashing the Bengali sentiment in the country in the name of Ilklab Moncho. But quite interestingly, his opponent in this parliamentary seat he was trying to be contesting is Mr. Abbas, is a prominent BNP leader. And when this happened, many actually point the fingers at the even when when Mr. Hadi was attacked, the guy who was holding him, they were swearing at that time pointing towards BNP. Within half an hour or 1 hour, the Sadiq Qayyum, newly elected VP from the Jamaat Islami Student Wing, the Islami Satya Shibir, he pointed the finger to the Mr. Abbas. So this is what it's unfortunately, it's like an infighting between the various fractions who have ousted the last legal government of the country. But now the problem is who actually behind it is very blurred. This is very easy now. It has become an easy way to blame the game, blame everything on Awami League. What is the interim government is doing? Vilifying Awami League and finding that it is Awami League behind it. And then on to, they are taking a serious stance that is India is behind it. But if you look at the pattern, the way it is evolved, the election schedule is declared, next day Hadi is attacked, and then now see on Thursday he was taken to Singapore, and then I think these are all futile effort. It is that's to appease the mob people, those who are, this Inclab Moncho is nothing but a mob organization. You have seen over the time.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So they are ransacking the country.
We'll
So
come
now,
to the, yes sir, we'll come to the election part also, which is, which is, intrinsically woven in this entire unfortunate turn of events. But allow me to come to Mr. Mishra here. Sir, we know that there have been allegations on record on the Bangladeshi side about India. If not India involved, they are saying that the killers fled to India immediately after the attack. But then on the social media, very blatantly people are pinning it on India. But from what Masood Akhtar has just told us, what is your assessment of the situation? I know you have been going to Bangladesh. You were there recently. You have a better insight into what is unfolding there. What is your theory, your assessment of this killing?
Yes, I can tell you, I just had the speaker. Many thanks to him that he has told the truth. I will give some more truth also. I'd add some more truth also, because I have spoken to very senior retired army officers at Dhaka. And then I'm bringing out the information and intelligence which I gathered. The thing which has happened, the way Sharif Osman Hadi was shot at, and then Dipu Chandra Das, the Hindu boy, he was beaten to death and he was burnt alive. Everything was the mastermind. It was from the Pakistan embassy at Dhaka. It has started, whether they will agree or they don't agree. In fact, the moment the election was announced, the second day it has happened on Inclab Manch candidate, the leader of 2024 incident where Sheikh Hasina was ousted, and it is a political class. And this is what Osman Hadi was killed, and this is the mastermind of.
No, 1 second, sir. Sir, one more point. You are saying that it is the Pakistani embassy, meaning to say it is the Pakistani establishment which has engineered this whole turn of events. How does Pakistan, sir, how does Pakistan gain from it by killing Hadi? Because Hadi was also a Jamaati.
Yeah, very correct. They have killed Hadi because you see, it is I'll tell you who is sitting there in Pakistan embassy. It is the Chief of Joint Staff of Pakistan Army and ISI, General Shamshed Mirza. He is in charge of Pakistan embassy, not the ambassador, not the High Commissioner. And the ISI and General Mirza, they are handling Bangladesh. And if they kill Sharif Osman Hadi, they knew the Jamaatis will definitely, and the youth wing of Inclab Manch will come up for agitation, and they will give the blame not only to Awami League but also to India. I will tell you, if they think that all the perpetrators ran away and fled to India, who are Bangladesh border guards? Who is guarding Bangladesh-India border? How can BJP allow so many perpetrators to run away to India? It's not possible. They are blaming, and they in fact, they threw stones of our Assistant High Commissioner's Office of India at Chittagong, and they garrowed our High Commission Office at Dhaka. That is different issue. They know that it will go against India. So the perpetrator is General Mirza, the ISI, who is sitting that they are controlling with Jamatis. Through Jamatis, they are controlling and dominating Dhaka, and whatever will happen, the Jamatis will win the election and it will go in their favor. It is a clash between Jamatis and the country in which Pakistan wants to interfere.
Yes,
I'm very
yes, point taken, sir. Among all of us here, the only person who is right now connecting to us from Dhaka is Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry, well-known journalist. Allow me to come to him. Salahuddin, your first and quick response on this killing of Hadi. Sitting in Dhaka, what do you think really happened? And then I want also to ask you, you know, it is ironical that publications like the Pratham and Daily Star, which had famously declared the August coup as a new dawn for Bangladesh and its people, are now being attacked so horribly. Their people who had to literally flee for their life. So also tell us what is the situation for the Bangladeshi media as of today?
Thank you very much. First of all, as my fellow co-panelists were saying, that Hadi is the creation of or is being patronized by the Pakistani ISI, I absolutely agree. And again, Hadi has become the scapegoat because Pakistani ISI has got hold of Bangladesh after 54 years. And now if there is an election, an elected government will come and Pakistan will already lose its control of this country. So they want to, ISI wants to create an atmosphere where there will be no election at all.
So what is Muhammad Yunus doing?
Muhammad Yunus is the puppet of Pakistani ISI. He knows he has no support base. His support base currently is 0.02%. So he is nobody. He is just listening to what the Pakistani ISI and his employers dictate. Now about your question to the Pratham and Daily Star, Didi, you are also an eminent journalist. So they have created the Frankenstein, the Pratham and the Daily Star, and now they are being hit by the Frankenstein. It is very natural, and I hope, sincerely hope, that sense will prevail in them now, and they will realize that the cost of patronizing and encouraging the Islamists and jihadis, and hopefully they understand now. If they don't, then they will pay more prices, and with them, the Bangladesh as a nation, unfortunately, will also pay a very expensive price of the rise of the Islamists.
So you are saying that the Bangladeshi media also at some stage has been complicit in, you know, leading things to such a serious passe, is it?
Not all Bangladeshi media. You are aware of my newspaper.
Yes.
And most of the Bangladeshi media are under heavy censorship, or they are afraid of publishing the truth. But Daily Star and Pratham in particular, also New Age, they were advocates of Yunus, they were advocates of jihadis and Islamists, and they are paying the price that Frankenstein has found its creator, and it is doing what it does with its creators.
Fine, fine. Very profoundly put, Salahuddin, and that creates more worries for us. But I want to come back to Masood Akhtar again. Mr. Akhtar, you were talking about the elections. I want to come specifically to that now. Under the circumstances, from what we are seeing all across Bangladesh, not just on the streets of Dhaka, and since elections are not too far away now, and there are continuous reports from our sources on record, off the record, saying that things may even deteriorate further, seeing the indications. In all this, do you think the February schedule of the elections is going to stand, or are you afraid that all of this is a build-up to not having the elections on schedule? What is your understanding?
Thank you. you know the word meticulous design. This is a word presented to the world by Dr. Muhammad Yunus. So you can see the pattern is evolving and stopping. Dr. Yunus never leaves the post without, normally. He needs to be kicked out. But that's why he knows if he goes to poll, there is no hope for him or his political party he's created. And at the moment, Jamaat-e-Islam is in power with Dr. Yunus. And they don't want actually the election. They know even without Awami League, if there is an election, there is no hope for Jamaat-e-Islam and NCP, the Dr. Yunus's party, to have any political gain. Because they have, what Jamaat is showing nowadays, you know what the number of Jamaati people you see on the street, that is their support base. That is the exact number they have support. So they know that is if they go to election, so they are actually together with Dr. Muhammad Yunus, who doesn't want to give up power, so they don't want to hold the election. So the people are now understanding these all are created. This Hadi is just an scapegoat. It is, you see, the Hadi, my understanding, he was dead even when he was shot, because when such shot, somebody cannot survive, but he was taken to Singapore just to show the people that is what is happening. And another thing you see, the Pothomalo and the Daily Star, as a fellow panelist has rightly pointed out, they actually were the supporter of this so-called revolution, but now they are facing the consequences. You know, the Bangladesh military
Mr.
base,
Akhtar, before I let you go,
is just 1.5 mile away from this Pothomalo office. So if the government wanted to stop it, they could have stopped it very easily.
Right.
It is not a problem. They wanted to create this chaos so that one fine morning, very soon, Dr. Yunus can announce that is, sorry, the country doesn't have the situation, that is, we can hold the election.
Fine.
That is his narrative.
I have
that is his desire.
Two very specific queries before I let you go. Number one, the Awami League is already banned. They are not going to have any stakes in this election. So what do you think they can do? What is the best scenario for them? And the BNP, which as of now is at least has stakes in this election. What do you think this whole situation indicates for their prospects?
I'll tell you, that is one of the important things as Awami League leader has vehemently told to the world media, that is Awami League is a party who wants to join the election. So there is a huge, I think, pressure going on. Dr. Yunus knows that is without Awami League, he will not be able to holding the election. My assumption is that there will be no election under Dr. Yunus. So Awami League, what is Awami League doing is vitalizing its power base, is vitalizing its support base, which is continue to do. And internationally, it is connecting to the world and actually exposing Dr. Yunus. Because what Dr. Yunus has told to the world, what the world has bought from Dr. Yunus, that is he is a messenger of peace. But what we can see, that is he is the messenger of terror, he is the messenger of chaos, and he is not just doing it to Bangladesh. The whole world stability, terrorism is already exported to England, to America, to India, to other countries. So this unholy alliance of Dr. Yunus, Pakistan, ISI, and the Jamaat-e-Islami needs to be stopped, and BNP should come to its senses. That is, the power base of the people of Bangladesh is between Awami League and BNP. If they cooperate, they can actually hold proper election, which will be credible. Without Awami League, any election, even BNP will suffer hugely, and it will not be able to sustain power in Bangladesh.
Fine, fine. Thank you for putting it so clearly. Mr. Mishra, coming to you, sir. Very clearly, both our panelists from Bangladesh are very, they seem to be very sure about the fact that more than inability to control the situation, it is perhaps the complicity of the Yunus administration behind what is going on in their country. But sir, I want to come to India's concerns. We are perhaps the first country and the most important which will be affected by whatever happens in our eastern neighbor. Already, completely baseless charges are being leveled on the Indian establishment. The MEA has very strongly refuted those allegations, but the pictures of Dipu Das being lynched and his naked dead body being consigned to flames in full public glare, these are issues which have really shocked and horrified the Indian population and our political class. My question to you, sir, is the safety of our diplomats and other staff in Bangladesh in various cities, the situation of the minorities there. Seeing all these worrying developments, what is it that India should do at this moment?
Yes, a very good question you have asked. We are really perturbed the way the situation is taking place. And I just want to add also, one brigadier rank officer of ISI is now sitting in Bangladesh and Pakistan embassy at Dhaka. So they are controlling. So these all things which has happened, the killing of Sharif Hadi, it is well planned from Pakistan that this election should not be held. But we have to be worried. What is happening to this? Let's be very frank. What will happen to Hindus? The way they are being tortured, the way Dipu Das was killed and he was burnt, his body was burnt. The way our embassies are being attacked, we have to be careful, and most of our personal Indians who are there in Bangladesh, they have to be worried, particularly the Hindus. We have seen what has happened in Pakistan. Most of them, they came to India, but you see, in one go, we cannot bring back so many lakhs of Hindus from Bangladesh. But what has happened, because it is our neighbor, we have to see that peace should come, and particularly our Hindus should be protected, the minority should be protected. For that, we have to ensure our embassy, particularly our embassy staff, and protection of embassy has to be tripled, even more than that. We have to do it immediately and Chittagong. By the way, I'll tell you, it is better to close Chittagong Assistant High Commissioner's office and to keep everything at one place at Dhaka and get the protection from Bangladesh Army. It is only Bangladesh Army which can give protection to our Hindus and our embassy. And we have to think properly what we can do to all these Hindus. You see, the border, last time also...
Yes, please conclude, sir. I also want to come to Salahuddin before we wind up.
From Bangladesh. Now also it cannot be, but we have to find out a solution, how to give security to Hindus. That is what it can come through, not Muhammad Yunus, but through Bangladesh Army. We have to have good relations with...
Okay, let me throw that to Salahuddin. Salahuddin, what is the Bangladesh Army doing in this entire turn of events? Number one. And number two, regarding the elections due in February, what do you think will happen now?
About Bangladesh Army, I should say that what people are expecting them to do, they are not doing. So I should say they are making us shocked by not doing the right thing that we expect them to do. And about the election, so-called election by Yunus, I don't see an election. Yunus is not going to hold an election. Instead, he will try to find an excuse to prolong his power indefinitely.
Worrying report from Dhaka from our friend Salahuddin. But yes, worrying or not, this is what it looks like going to happen in the coming days. But gentlemen, that is all the time we had on Media Scan this weekend. So thank you very much, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, joining me from Dhaka. Also, Masood Akhtar joining me in his unfortunate period of asylum, and PK Mishra, senior security expert. Thank you again, gentlemen. We will connect to you soon.
Jai Hind. Thank you.
Unfortunate as it is, all our experts are unanimous about the fact that considering the circumstances, holding of elections in February in Bangladesh now seems really remote, and that itself is a travesty. We wish the best to the people of Bangladesh. And on that note, it's a wrap-up on Media Scan for this weekend. Do join us in our next show next weekend. Till then, namaskar.